Okay, so I would never usually make a video like this, but this was freaking heinous, and I just need to share this with you. So I've been selling some pedals on Reverb lately to fund some other things that I want to do. It's been going great up until now. But my last two sales, when Reverb paid out the money to me, I noticed that they took $4 or $5 more in shipping charges than they were supposed to. Now, when I sell on Reverb, I use the option where Reverb calculates how much it would cost for me to ship it to the individual buyer, and then I just buy the label through Reverb because that's the cheapest way for everybody involved, right? Great. So these last two, the payouts, the shipping label fees are higher than what I was quoted for the shipping. So we gotta hit up Reverb support and chat about it, right? Big mistake. So I get connected. She catches up on what I was saying. Confirm the orders that are wrong. Tell her what's going on. She checks on it. Takes her like over 5 minutes to check, which was already weird. And then she says, please note that upon purchasing the label, you have agreed to be billed by the amount indicated on the purchase of the label. Now right there, that proves my point. Reverb's taken more than I was quoted. But let's move on. So I tell her the exact numbers. Then she says, however, please note that Reverb has no option to update shipping label fees that were charged to you once the purchase has been done. Which isn't what I was saying. The problem is Reverb took more money out of the proceeds when they paid me out. Then she says, the shipping label fee is not dependent on how much the buyer has paid for the shipment. As a seller, you have the option to set the shipping fees that the buyer has paid. Which is what I did, and that they didn't abide by. Anyways, so now she's clarifying. Prior to the purchase of the label, you were given a quote of $9.86. I'm like, yes. Why would Reverb take more than what they charged for shipping? Then she goes, let me clarify the situation here. And I wait and I wait. And she says this. First, you are the one setting the shipping fees that the buyer will need to pay. Reverb has no way to indicate how much shipping the buyer tenders for a purchase since the shipping fees are indicated by sellers upon listing the item. Now, if you've ever sold on Reverb, you'll know, actually I can probably pull this up, hold on. So if I edit a listing I already have up here, and I go to shipping, here, this is what I use, Reverb. We calculate the shipping cost from your location based on the buyer's postal code and the package's size. When the item sells, we'll email you a shipping label. Directly contradicting Reverb's stated policy. Whew! So I tell her, Reverb literally says the opposite of what you're saying. I sent her some screenshots for some reason because I guess she couldn't pull that up herself. And I copy and paste that from the we calculate the shipping cost. No comment. She's like, oh, we have to send this to Reverb's internal team. I'm like, who am I talking to now then? What the? And then I'm like, so why did you contradict that? She says, I apologize for that. Sellers do have an option to manually indicate shipping fees in this case since you've indicated for USB, blah, 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 blah. Reverb, you are a buying and selling marketplace. You work with the IRS to take tax info. Whatever center that you've outsourced this tech support to, they clearly don't know what the heck they're talking about, and you guys need to fix that. Basically, she escalated it, so Reverb's gonna get back to me on this or whatever. If Reverb doesn't apologize in their first contact with me about this person literally contradicting their stated shipping policies, that's gonna be a big problem for me. So, I just needed to rant here for a second. Just want to put it out there. Reverb, your tech support is really bad, and if you are overcharging people for shipping, you need to be proactive in going back and refunding everybody. Don't make everybody go through this to get their money back, or you're gonna have a class action on your hands. But anyways, sorry for the rant. I just had to get this out here. This is ridiculous. This is not a good way to treat customers and sellers on a marketplace app. All right. Have a good one. See ya.